taking good photos of the new watch?
Yeah. I wanted to get some photos for the Instagram, at least mine if they don't turn out good, but yeah, I chose the Sprite because my car, it's black and green. Sprite is black and green, and it's a little bit different of a green, but now that I'm taking these photos, it's actually a really cool contrast with the lime green and this like Starbucks color green.
Awesome, man. Let me see the photo.
Here. I just got that. This one's just with the Porsche logos. You kind of get the black and green in there.
Oh, that's nice.
This one gives a little bit of a view.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about Wolvyn?
My favorite thing about Wolvyn? Ooh, that's a good question. You know, I would say my favorite thing about Wolvyn is the relationships that we build. At the end of the day, we just sell watches, but it feels like way more than that. I know that every time I meet somebody in every single watch sale is not just a watch sale. I mean, with luxury watches, people are usually buying for special occasions or different milestones of their lives. It's really, once you kind of get down into asking questions and getting to know each other, even if it's a first-time client, you really get to understand people, how they think, and that's honestly the part that I love about it. You get to meet a lot of interesting people that honestly I thought I would have never got to meet, but I'm really glad I have at this point. And it just gives this very inviting, like, family vibe to it. And I know we're a family business, so maybe that's part of it, but even the people that work for us, everybody feels like this good, like this tight-knit community. And whether you're a client, whether you're somebody that works for us, whether we've done business years ago, it always feels like I can just pick up the phone and call certain people and they're gonna answer like as if they were a family member. That's honestly, that's one of the parts I love most about it. Honestly, I think that's a really good closing point because I mean, he's getting the same price for the newer one. I know he's wanting the one, but unless he's married to the actual model itself, then I would just close him on the newer one. He's gonna get a lot more value. But yeah, I think that'd be a good point. Yep, sounds good. Bye.
Client call?
Yeah, just helping Derek source a watch, and I think we found the one for him.
Hey bro, quick question. What was it like starting at Wolvyn and then going from top sales rep to owners?
Well, certainly the hours are not the same. I remember working still very long hours as a salesman because you want to capitalize on every sale. But I was doing it more for my brother's company at the time. And going from that to an owner, suddenly you have a lot more pride in doing it for yourself. Because the more you succeed as an owner, the more you succeed as a business. And there's just a sense of actual ownership, like literally and figuratively, and you can take it and run and build an empire. I think that's the goal. Definitely the hours are not the same. It does make it a lot easier when you're with your family.
Get the ball. You gotta learn how to play, bud.
Andrew, you come here often?
Yeah, we try to. We love watching the game together. And then this is the Star, which is cool. They play the games on that big old screen. And it just gives us a way to get Legend out and play while we get to watch the game too. In a few hours, this place is gonna be packed because people bring their lawn chairs, there's different restaurants to eat at. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is like 2 minutes from my house.
Andrew, quick question.
Yeah,
what is
up?
the dynamic like being one of the 4 brothers in a family-owned business?
The dynamic for us, interesting, okay. I guess I would say we've always been really, really close, and we've kind of had to bring that, into our new families. Like I'm married, Josh is married. For me, it does make it difficult at times running a business together because, we're seeing each other every day. We see each other at church, we see each other at home, all the events, all parties, I guess at times we would step on each other's toes because all of us have ideas. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great, but I would have to hear each other out. I think later on, as we started progressing in the business and the store, and we kind of had to take a step back and redefine ourselves and redefine the positions and our strengths and weaknesses. And I think that's what's helped us a lot. It kind of helps us to stay in our lane. But other than that, I mean, I'm privileged and blessed that I get to say that and do that, because as I've heard from a lot of our clients and people that we know, like, that's not a normal and easy thing to do. You want to walk? So for me, even though it's challenging at times, I think it's very rewarding and it's worth it.
Which one is that? Is that a cool car?
Yeah. Hey, bitch.
What is that? Is that a tractor?
Yeah, a tractor.
What are you doing?
You do the next.
What are you doing, August? Are you playing yourself?
Yeah.
The next move.
August, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A watch seller.
Just like your dad?
Yeah.
Why do you want to sell watches?
I just want to.
Why though? Do you like watches? What's your favorite watch?
The space watch is the Omega.
Alright, Josh, what is the heart of Wolvyn as a brand?
So I would say that the heart of Wolvyn is really the customer service. I think that that's the first thing that really made me think about why I wanted to get in this business. Now the watches are fun. At first it started off as a hobby, but I think I was really just surprised when I started looking for watches at the lack of customer service. And then also just a really like all-around place that would have really good inventory. So for instance, like if you wanted to go somewhere that had Patek's, you had to go to like a Patek AD, or you would have to travel to like 47th Street in New York. And there was like really few places, especially in the DFW area, where you could go and look at these watches and then also be met with like a really nice, knowledgeable person. I think for me, I got really obsessive with watches. It's just the way that I am with watches, or it's just the way that I am in general. And so I just remember going, you know what? I think if I can apply the principles that my dad taught me with customer service with our construction company and put it into the watch world, I think we can be unstoppable. I think that that's a huge thing that was missing. And it's also kind of what made me come up with my motto, which is to have the best watches, the best customer service for the best clients. And I think that that's the heart of what I wanted to do. And I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish thus far.
Ooh, it's actually a better angle. Oh yeah. Okay.
Alright, bro, so what would you say glue all four brothers together?
The glue that holds us four brothers together. I would say there's two aspects to that. There's the aspect of that we're family and we're brothers, and we've gone through so much stuff together growing up. We didn't grow up surrounded by the things we have now, and it took a lot to get here. From different businesses to venturing out into this business, there was a lot of grunt work that went into this, lots of sleepless nights. And I mean, it's not something that one of us went through, it's something that we all went through together. The second aspect that actually holds that together is that we put our faith in Jesus, and having that understanding that there's something greater out there, no matter what happens in life, because even in business, you're gonna have seasons of up and down. Just having that understanding that at the end of the day, there's something greater out there, there's a better eternal future. And the fact that we're family and we all want to succeed and help each other, we never want to be separated from each other, because we've just built this bond through Jesus as a tight-knit brotherhood.
So where do you see Wolvyn in 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years. I would say we meet our goal of 400% gain in revenue by year 5. We've already assembled a really good team that I know we could hit those numbers and reach those goals. So opening up a location probably by year 5, at least one, and really growing the team, really growing our franchise, really growing our brand. I think we have a good brand. People talk about us all the time, especially locally. We drive our cars, we hang around in this area. and people love to see the Wolvyn cars. People come in because of that. But I think ultimately, which is more of a long-term thing and a little bit more personal to the family, is really being able to give back and support not only our family, but maybe others in the future. I'm not really sure exactly what that looks like, but one thing my family is known for is being able to help in one way, shape, or form, whether that's, you know, shelter or financial stability in some way, and helping people get back to a state in which they can succeed. I know my brothers would agree with that. I think all of that would be where we see ourselves in about 5 to 10 years.
Legend, ask question. All right, one more question.
What's up?
Are you happy with how Wolvyn is currently positioned in the industry right now?
I would say I'm okay with it right now. I think we've had a lot of obstacles. It's felt like we've had to restart multiple times. We started off very quickly, then we had to take a step back. We had to reevaluate. We had to reposition ourselves. Then we had some company shifts. It felt like we had to restart all over again. Now that we're in the shops at Legacy North, it's gotten a lot better and we're working towards our future big goal. I think the time we've spent so far, if we didn't have all the obstacles we had to go through, we would be much further ahead. Some of the obstacles was for the best of our company. So for that reason, yes, I am happy where we're at. I don't think I'll ever be like completely satisfied, because that's just, you always keep working to be better and better. I want to grow this company and be the top luxury watch business that anyone thinks about. When you hear luxury watches, they hear Wolvyn, and that's the goal.
Hey, August, can you bring your watch collection over? Hey, where are you going?
Going to set up more.
Well, come check it out. They want to hear about your collection. Talk about your collection. Which one's your favorite?
This one.
Do you remember which one this one is?
Omega Speed Master.
Yeah. And then this is your mission to the moon. Is this the Pluto one?
Yeah. And this is Uranus one.
That's Uranus. And what about this one?
Earth.
Earth? What about the one on your wrist?
Saturn.
And your favorite is the Uranus one?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's blue. And I like coldness.
You like coldness?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. And I also like Pluto
You also like Pluto?
because it's cold too.
That's the coldest one. Right? Because it's the furthest from the sun.
Well, Aries is the furthest one.
Oh yeah, all the micro planets.
Yeah.
What did you tell Sam you want to be when you grow up?
Watch seller.
A watch seller? Like who?
You.
Like me? Why?
I don't know. I just like watches.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, that leads me to this question. Did you always
Here,
know that
take
you
this.
will be leading a multi-billion-dollar business like this?
That's a loaded question. I mean, it didn't seem probable for many years. Definitely was a distant dream, but I do think that there was enough things in my life that inspired me and ingrained in me so hard. Like I don't even remember exactly what movie it was, but I still just remember the shot. It was like a Rolls-Royce Phantom in front of this high-rise building, and this guy in a suit, like total 80s stock market vibe, came down. The chauffeur opens the door for him. He jumps in the back, gets on the phone, and I just thought, whoa, that is the coolest thing. I want to be just like that. Now, business and culture has definitely changed since then, but at the end of the day, I just knew that I wanted to be someone and work hard and build up a legacy for my family. I think legacy for my family is like one of the most important things for me. I do know that because of where we grew up, my parents always pushed us to go. Like, I'll give you an example. We used to live in the San Fernando Valley in California. And in California, you don't have to live in that specific town to go to that school. My parents didn't want us to go to those schools because it was kind of like LA County, a little rough, kind of ghetto if you want to use that word. But So they would take us to different schools in nicer areas like Calabasas. And I remember one time my mom picks me up from school, and the lady at the entrance, or one of the chaperone ladies or whatever that was letting the kids out, she asked, "Is that your guys' nanny?" And it was my mom. Like, it was my mom. And it was just like my parents took us to these schools to try to get us the best education, but it really gave me a stark reality young of how different the world was that we were in versus another world that existed. And I just remember, like, even later on, like, some of these are kind of sad, but like I remember my dad and my mom were like in this meeting with some counselors or some kind of financial people or something like that. And I remember the question of how much money my dad made came to play, and it was kind of embarrassing. My dad answered the question, and like they've always worked really hard, but I just remember like they kind of like smirked when he said the number, and I was like really taken aback of, like, my dad was my hero. You know, my dad was my hero, and he always worked hard, and we've always had everything we've ever needed. And even though life wasn't easy, he definitely made it seem like it was the best. And so there was just some times in my life where I just noticed that, like, we just weren't respected as a family, and I just wanted to really build that legacy. So for me, like, you asked me the question, that I always expect it? Maybe not, but I think that it was just so ingrained in me that I somehow made it happen. All right, guys, I know this is really weird. We don't ever sit down and talk to each other like this. This is an attempt to, I guess, bring that out and talk to each other and kind of reminisce, because we do have the new event that we're doing in a couple days. It is about a year. It's a little over a year that we've opened a store, but this really feels, our grand opening was last year on November 11th. And we're going into the new one, which is about to be, it's gonna be November 16th. So that's really like when I feel like the year, because everything up to the grand opening was almost like setting everything up, because we opened a store in 7 days, and then, which we got it pretty much to like, what, 90%? So the real day that I feel like we're like, all right, we've got to finish this, was by the grand opening. We got even the Christmas decor up. I mean, we went 120%.
Yeah.
And so we're about to do that. But when we do the YouTube videos, we're having to be professional, talking to clients. A lot of times when we show the clients on our channel, it's not clients that we know for a while.
I feel like that's why we don't do stuff like this. It's because we're always so, professional. We're always so like,
We're always working.
like
even,
having to put up a sense of professionalism and just, be there for our clients and for our employees. And so like when we get home, like I don't want to talk. My wife's like, "Can you just talk to me about your day?" I'm like, "It was good." Yeah. That was like,
well, if you say that, Elena probably thinks even worse of me, because I am the worst communicator, unless it's something really important, like
which that's extremely abnormal. You are an extremist on the other side of the spectrum for sure. Because for someone not to share their feelings, which you don't, like at all, like even like at the business, sometimes I'm like, dude, can you just tell me if this is, like, if you're proud of this deal or whatever, and like you're like, cool, do better. Like, okay, dude, thanks.
Derek always tells me the same thing. He's like, "How much did you sell this watch for?" He goes, "I made $3,500 on it," and I'm like, "Why didn't you make $3,600?" And it's just like, it's a joke. I mean, I'm always proud of what we do, and I'm actually really proud of what we've done with it.
There is times you do get sentimental, because you are sentimental, and those times are like rare, but they're nice when they happen.
I do get sentimental, but that's because I really do care. Like, everything I do, even though I don't plan it, I do have a vision. I always have like a point B to get to, or checkpoints, right? Like, I think for me, I never imagined reality of being where we're at, but I always knew that we were gonna be where we're at. It's a really weird feeling, because I remember, like, and I mean, you guys know how much we struggled growing up. Like, you guys really do know, you guys were there. And it's a blessing where we've been able to go, because I remember starting up the truck with Dad, praying that it'll start.
Forget that, like in California, like Dad had a good job and it was great. It was expensive to live there, but then we got into a house and we couldn't afford it anymore, and we had to move to Texas, and we got scammed like 3-4 different times. Mom and Dad lost all the money, lost all the houses, like That was around 2007 when we moved. That was like literally in the middle of the whole housing market.
Yeah, like
And
what, 2009, 2010, whenever it was Christmas, middle of winter, we lived in a house that was going to be torn down.
Oh, it was hard to climb out of that hole for sure.
I mean, it was literally a condemned house with holes in the roof.
Yeah.
We didn't really have heater because it wasn't the best heater. The truck didn't have heater.
Propane.
Yeah, we couldn't afford the propane, so we didn't have heater.
The laundry room was in a separate like storage, like looking.
Yeah, it was a shed.
Outside.
Oh yeah, the
Remember
shed.
that? We had to like go outside just to go wash our clothes, and
If it
then
was raining, had to bolt over.
yeah, then we'd get in there and there's like water pouring down.
And anyways, I don't want to get into the woes is me. It's just like, truthfully, like it's been cool to see where we've taken the family, and that we've stuck together, because I didn't know how it was gonna happen that we could work together.
Bro, I mean, between you and I, like we've done everything together, like the construction company and then the watches, but we've experienced so much together that we didn't have a lot of time with them. So I wonder what it was like for you guys watching from behind the scenes, because I never really asked you what your thoughts were.
For me, it was like, I mean, I was still super young. Like, by the time I got into anything, I was barely getting out of high school, with you guys at least. So I was deeply into like the construction and all that. And I knew, obviously you guys ran that. You were like the head of all operations. I barely even saw you because you were always out, and I just knew you were selling and talking to different clients and designing and different stuff like that. So for me, it was always like, you guys kind of like set this bar of like, this is what the Navarros do. And we're always going at it and going at it and going at it. And then me just being like a young kid, a worker at the time, but it was for the family. I still felt like a part of it. It made me feel like this need to try just as hard, if not more than you guys. I mean, honestly, like it's a lot of what shaped me, like to be able to just seamlessly flow into what we have.
I think for me, I mean, we've grown up doing hard work all our lives, and even though at the time I was working especially hard, probably some of the hardest in my life, being a technician and lifting heavy windshields and putting them on trucks and getting dirty and working all the time, and seeing you guys hustle in a different way. While I was doing it physically, you guys were doing it mentally, and I didn't even at the time, I knew you guys were hustling. I didn't know to what extent, and it's really opened my eyes to that. But I just knew from being a technician, all I wanted to do was work with my brothers. And so I've just been super grateful.
We grew up obviously not having anything, and you know, our parents did as best they could, but it was a struggle. I remember Josh and I used to make comments like, dude, like when I have a family, like I'm gonna change things around. We're gonna build a legacy for the Navarros. I mean, there was times like our name would be scoffed at and laughed at, and like that really hit hard, and never wanted to feel that again in our lives. So I think that's what helped buckle us down and try to figure out, like, if we're gonna start something, it needs to be now, and we need to be smart about our next moves.
It's crazy what we're able to do and where we're at now, and I'm excited for the future for sure. I'm excited to see how far more we can take it, because I feel like, one, it's crazy to see you grow up into your role. I didn't bring you in at first because you were like a freshman in high school. And I mean, I knew that I wanted to bring my brothers in. I didn't know how or if you even wanted to. And then for you, like, you were always so quiet. You're still kind of quiet. But then I just remember one day we were at the old store, and I look up and Caleb is talking to, he had like a really good day. Like, you had sold like 10 watches that day or something, and every single one of those watches was a big boy piece. Like, I remember you went from not talking at all, like really ever talking so much, to that day you were having multi conversations with a bunch of multimillionaires selling really high ticket items, and I was really proud of like how far you'd come.
So that's your perspective, but for us, it felt like we were being thrown at, like the eagle being thrown out of the nest. Like even bringing that back, like just remember driving trailers. Like the first day I got my permit, having to drive a trailer an hour in construction, and to like
can you handle this wire for me, or like finish this sale out for me and stuff like that. It's just, for us, it feels like eagle being tossed out of the nest.
No, yeah.
There's no better.
honestly,
There's no better way to learn though, is what I've learned in my life. I mean, maybe I have the personality for it, but
100%.
when you get thrown into the wolves, you have to figure out how to you either fail or you fight your way through it. We also didn't have like a plan B. Like, we put in all our chips. Yeah. We put in all of our chips, and it's like we didn't have anything to fall back on. We put in all of our chips, and it was either make it or break it. And I think that's kind of been what we've always had to do. And I think that's what makes us good at what we do. And I think it was what made us successful, because you can't make a mistake in this business. You make a mistake and it's a 15, 20, 30, 40, could be a $300,000 mistake. Yeah. One bad watch. It's your reputation, it's financial mistake. Like, you can't make mistakes.
Could be a difference between a good and a bad month.
It could be a difference between a good and a bad year on some of these watches. Somehow we've always been able to figure it out. God has always been on our side. And I think that our upbringing really helped us to be resilient, to be able to capitalize on what we've been able to build.
Honestly, manifest what we want, where we want to go.
Yeah.
Like, dude, let me take this off for a second. I remember you and I were at Starbucks one day and we saw a guy wearing this exact watch, and we're like, how the heck can you afford a watch like this, just like on your wrist? And now we have them in inventory all the time.
Yeah.
But that didn't come with like getting lucky. That came with hard work, and like, we had to put on our work boots and just hit the ground running. And I'm excited what we've built. We've had to start over a few times, and that's been really tough. But I know that we still have so much more time left to go where we want to go, and we keep talking about it, we keep praying about it, we keep moving towards it, that one day it's going to manifest itself, just like everything else has.
I'm pretty sure 5 to 10 years from now, we're going to look back and laugh at where we're at, because that's what I do now. Like, we look back now and we're like, how did we ever like survive that way? And so I can't imagine 5 to 10 years from now.
It's always been fun. That's definitely the theme. We always find a way where it's either some way comical, because it is, like, thinking about it back then as putting myself as a younger Caleb personally. If that Caleb knew where I was or where our family was, he wouldn't believe it. There's nothing like a family, like a brotherhood, and I think we've built one of the strongest bonds.
All right, guys, we're about to do our new event. You know, when I look back at our grand opening, which is what we're, celebrating the year of this time around, when I look back before that grand opening day, we had a rough year. Like, not a rough year in the sense of like revenue-wise, but we had the split, new location, all this different stuff. Now we have a new full year, also on an election year. And I'm not gonna get into that, that's a whole nother thing, but like, we have a full new year in our store with, we've built a name in this community now, and I'm like excited to get this thing like 10x what we did this last year. 10x. Because we had to rebuild this year. This year was a year of rebuilding again. So this is just another stepping stone.
And we've added some really good assets too. Like, our sales team, our operations have been through the roof already, and it still hasn't even been a year since that. And so it's like, I can't wait to see not only this next year, but the next years to come, of course.
Yeah.
But this next year is just like grind mode. Like, we've already been in grind mode, but just like continue that momentum, snowball effect, and just get that going. Because
At this point, we got the location established, we got our name known in the area, we got the website finally to exactly how we wanted it, and we can keep building on that. And then we got the team to be able to do what we want, and then now it's time for the next thing.
My biggest goal for this year is not sacrificing the quality control. So our deliveries, our clients, our revenue, everything that we're gonna grow, but still maintaining that quality control, having the best inventory, the best quality of each individual piece. Like when people come to Wolvyn, they come not just for the watches, but because for the family aspect and because we provide them with the best customer service that they'll ever see in any company.
Yeah, that's just who we are. And it's what we've always done. And you know that when we started this, that was my biggest goal, was to have a store that had the best inventory, the best customer service for the best clients. So let's keep it on.